you are seeing this, then you are most likely dealing with some ascension symptoms, because I took the deck out, and first of all, at the bottom, it's unlocking spiritual gifts. But then when I saw that, my right ear started ringing. So that just took me straight to, I saw, like, as if I Googled it, ascension symptoms. So maybe you should Google it and kind of just get an idea of what are some of the symptoms that you might be experiencing. But yeah, so ascension is coming through. Ooh, I just split the deck in Magic and Miracles. Andromeda, the high vibration. See, you're ascending, you're raising your vibration. Heart-centered, highly gifted, creative, imaginative, intuitive, freedom seeker, teacher, healer, balanced, yin and yang, okay? Ooh, and that just flicked, that fell. Scorpio, I desire death. Fiercely devoted, passionate, intense, powerful, loyal, mysterious, deep, ambitious, magnetic, secretive, obsessive, jealous, or competitive. Competitive is standing out. But yeah, that wanted to show itself. So let's see. I'm seeing like a birth chart. Not anything specific, but like the way you would look it up and you'd see just the information on the side, what planets, what houses they're in. So maybe you should just, if you've ever had your birth chart read, maybe go back to that report and see where you are now in your journey. Or if you've never had it done and you can, it's financially, it's feasible for you. Divine power at the bottom. See if you can. There are some people who use like a computer program in order to get someone's astrological chart. So you could also do it on like AstroSeek, but then you would have to know what you're looking at. And I don't recommend that unless you have at least an intermediate level of knowledge with astrology, just because it's not just where a planet is or where, any celestial body is in your chart. It's also the interactions and, if it's retrograde or not. And there are different meanings, okay? So you really have to be able to decipher the chart as a whole to get a better understanding, to get a deeper idea of what's going on in your life and certain points, okay? You can look things up one by one, but honestly, it's not going to be as accurate as if you would have someone who has that in-depth knowledge of astrology, to look at your chart and to decipher where planets are, what's interacting with what. So you can, try to look up some people, whether it's online or locally, whatever you feel called to do, okay? That just popped up. And higher timeline and transmute that damn energy. But I think you've done that. I do see the violet flame sphere that I kind of put around myself. So maybe that's something that you need to do just as you're ascending, because they do say, and really anyone who has gone through this like ascension and ascension symptoms in any way can tell you that the brighter your light gets, so to speak, the more darkness it can attract. Okay, so they're showing me like moths to a lantern. All right, or like if you go camping at night and you hold your lantern up and you see how many bugs are flying to it. That's what they're showing me. So yeah, just again, protective prayers. I always tell you that. So look that up. Look up any guided meditations for that. Again, I started using Steve Noble when I first started experiencing these things, and I really was like looking like, oh my gosh. And I came across a reader who recommended Steve Noble, and that really helped me. So those guided meditations may help you, okay? But look up anyone who you feel like you resonate with, okay? Because that's what's most important. All right. Okay, what can we tell them about their ascension? All right, so the Star and the Fool. Wow, I want to say like destined new beginnings, and it says you're loved and supported. So while you're going through this, they're with you, your angels, your guides, and you're, of course, developing a deeper connection with them. But 11th house group, so I think you're also going to meet people who align with you. It says friends, groups, organizations, humanity, social media, hopes, wishes, goals, joy, money gain, aspirations, inner purpose. The Scorpio card came out again. Fiercely devoted. Scorpio, I desire the Death card. I mean, that's what it is. It's the death of the old you and the rebirth of the new you. Okay, so let's see what fell out first. Came flying out. Oh, there are two. Life improvements, the Hermit. Okay. So you might, I want to say you're coming out of the solitude. I don't feel like you're going in. Hold on, let me just hold this card. Yeah, I feel like you learned through solitude, and now the point is coming out and sharing your wisdom, I guess. But life improvements. I see the wheel, like the wheel of fortune, but I see it like turning up. It's not going back down. It's coming up. You're reaching that apex point. Virgo, I learned. Yeah, I feel like, and the moon. I don't know if you can see it right there. I feel like your intuition has improved. Of course, we're always learning, we're always growing, so it's going to continue to improve. But you have already done the work that you were supposed to do when they kind of, I see like forced solitude. So you might have had people falling away in your life, and it felt, you didn't feel lonely, but you were alone. But you've already learned through that, and now it's time to come back out. Because this groups is sticking out to me. So it's time to have your impact on the world. I just did a reading that was very similar to this, okay? And I've had a couple of these where it's time to come out. It's time to come out. I think a lot of us are going through that, of course, in different ways. Like many of us experience similar situations. Like there's I want to say like undertone that is similar, but the overtones are very different. So like the specifics are very different. That's individualized. Okay. So that is that. Let's see what else fell out. It's a lot. Okay, I like to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 in total, and these 5 fell out. So we have, look at that. See? Transformation. Pluto, light of transcendence. Transcending the 3D. I mean, we say that, but it's like, it's really more about integrating it. There's that saying, to be of the world, oh no, to be in the world, but not of the world. So it's like you understand what's going on, but you use your knowledge and your connection to behave differently so that you can show others that there is another option. It's not, I think, I hate that word, the matrix, and whatever, but I feel like people stick to certain patterns because that's all they know. That's all they've seen. That's all that's been modeled for them. So when you integrate your spirituality as you're going through this world, they see another option. They see that, okay, there's something else that's possible. And it's not just that it's like, I want to say like hippy dippy, and you're like, your head is in the clouds, and you're not really fun. See, I've been keeping my my phone on silent because I've been getting a lot of calls, so I just didn't want to get that distraction. But that would have been a notification. We would have had a ding. But anyway, as you're integrating that information and they're seeing you behave in different ways, They understand that. Am I repeating myself again? I got distracted. Okay, whatever. They understand that that is possible. Because if you don't see it, um, you don't know that it is possible. That's not what I was talking about. Because I see a hippie. So I think I said hippy dippy, did I? I do that a lot. But okay, so it's not like, because again, something is trying to distract me. Okay, all right, that's it. Do not get distracted. Try to stay on course, okay? Stay on the topic. So, it's not like you have your head in the clouds, because I see someone from the 1970s, like that Muppet from the 1970s. She's got the long blonde hair. That's what I'm picturing. And she's very like, yeah, man. Just that stereotypical 70s caricature, okay? Um, that's not what we're supposed to do with our spirituality. Like you bring it and you work it in so that we help others ascend. That's what the point is. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. Oh, I said stay on course, and stay the course is right here. See? Okay. Wow. All right. Judgment, that's the devil. Capricorn. Oh, Empress, the light of beauty. This card has really been coming out a lot. The star again, and a higher timeline came out too. See, that's what this is about. Okay. I feel like holding all three of these together. Okay, hold on. So it's all intertwined. Yeah, the light of beauty. The Empress. This reminds me of Divine Feminine. Um, and this is a time where like the Divine Feminine is kind of the positive aspects of the Divine Feminine. Not like that. There's toxic masculinity. So okay, something is really trying to trip me up. All right, whatever. Can we just clear that? Whatever. Let me get my wand. Yeah. So there's toxic masculinity, but there is also toxic femininity. Okay, when we talk about like that, I don't know, like how that again, caricature is another. It's coming out again, but regarding women, like that catty behavior. It's not really how women are. It's just how they've depicted us. And again, people have been going through their lives thinking, well, that's how you have to be. You have to be nasty to women. We only have so much that we all have to go for. So why would I be kind to them when I want it? It's from me. There's, if you think that there's a limited resource, people get into like that scarcity mindset, and it's like, no, screw you. It's all for me. I'm going to do whatever I can to block you. I'm going to badmouth you. I'm going to treat you poorly. I'm going to get in your head and distract you so you go off course so that I am the only one that gets that piece of the pie. Yeah, but that like I said, toxic femininity. Okay, that's not what this time is about. I hear that divine feminine rising. Yeah, so it's about being nurturing. It is about being empowered. And we all have it doesn't matter what gender you are, okay? We all have the masculine and the feminine aspects. Yeah, I see creation and preservation. Okay? So we have the Empress, the Star, and a higher timeline. Visionary, unique, creative, natural born leader. That's the thing. I think these gifts or these yeah, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but like your intuitive skills are strengthening. So you might also have like some new gifts coming online. Like if you have any of the clairs, you might be experiencing a new clair that you didn't have before, or those just might be strengthening again. Things might be coming in at a more rapid rate for you now. Okay. But you're supposed to use that to help people though. And this doesn't necessarily mean like leave your 9 to 5 and Although for a lot of intuitives, it is difficult to stay in a 9 to 5, but sometimes you can. It just depends on what that 9 to 5 is. But anyway, whatever career it is you have, you might just have to incorporate your intuition there, and that's what's going to help others see, oh, okay, that's interesting. So it's not all woo woo nonsense. There's something to it, because the creativity, I'm hearing the creativity flows, and people are like, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, master manifestors underneath that higher timeline. But I feel like this is more about leading others, and it doesn't mean that you have to be like a cult leader. No one is saying that. But leader could also just be like, a team leader at work. Like, you inspire others by just the way you are, because you're integrating keeps coming through. I think I've said that like 6, 7 times already. But yeah, you're integrating your spirituality into your daily life. And I really feel like that's the point of it. The point isn't to become so connected to our guides. Oh, see, that would have been another ding. Oh, God, I'm so conflicted. I want you guys to hear those notifications, but I also don't want those calls and things to distract me. But okay. Yeah. Distract me like it just did. But yeah, so I feel like with spirituality, the point isn't to get so like engrossed in receiving messages from your guides. They're showing me like sages way back when that would meditate for hours on end. That's not the point of living, at least not now. Okay, maybe it was right then, but now that's not the point. The point is to be able to move through this world as a higher is coming through, a higher version of yourself. That's what I want to say to you. Okay. And I aspire, but you, like, the way you are is aspirational to others. And so that's the sense that you would be a leader. Okay. It could be maybe that you're going to, I don't know, start your own healing center, or kind of delve a little deeper to create like meditation classes, a meditation center, something like that. It depends. We're all called to do different things, okay? But I'm just saying that that's not necessarily the only path for someone who is spiritual, for someone who, which really should be all of us, but for someone who's connected. It's not the only path. Just like that toxic feminine model that I was talking about, you don't want to then go to like this in your spirituality. You don't want to become a toxically spiritual person, where it's like all that bypassing and yeah, like just everything is about manifestation. And if you didn't get what you wanted, then it's because you didn't do it right. No, you have to be careful with that too, okay? But yeah, they're bringing that to the forefront. Yeah, okay, let's see what else. Can we use this one? We see release on the bottom. Creativity. Told you, using your creativity. I see like an art gallery, and I don't know, maybe someone out there is an artist. But so as an artist, like you're just letting the creativity flow through you, and you're putting it out on canvas and putting that on display for people, and those people are then seeing those canvases that have been hung up in the galleries, and they're inspired by them. Okay, so that's yeah, that's an option for spirituality. That's what I'm hearing. That's one option. That's what I hear. Okay, rebirth. Oh, we did get find power in the shadows, transformation, Pluto, light of transcendence. So I guess this is an intuition on the bottom. Rebirth and intuition. See. Yeah, it might have to do with this transit. Again, look up the current movements of the planets and where they are and how that impacts your chart. I did mention going to an astrologer if it's possible. Yeah, so, okay, it's coming through again. Okay, that fell on higher timeline. Oh, so did this one. All right, let's see what that is. I see kindness at the bottom. Health and wisdom fell on a higher timeline. So with health, I feel like this isn't forced, but like you're just your taste in food is going to change. Okay, you're going to realize what used to fuel your body doesn't really feel right anymore. This is going to be different for everyone. Okay, but that's just what I'm getting. So like what used to fuel you isn't going to feel right anymore. Like you're naturally just going to be turned away from, like this is an example, like from processed foods to more whole natural foods. Okay, again, it's going to be different for everyone. Just use the messages wisely. Of course, when it comes to diet, be aware of like your blood work and all of that, okay? And if you're taking any medications, there are, for example, if you're on some blood thinners, you have to be careful with the herbs and stuff that you put into your foods with certain medications, not all, okay? I don't know if things have changed, but at least that was the case. So anyway, my point is just when it comes to diet, consult your doctor or your dietitian before you make any dramatic changes, okay? And with wisdom on higher timeline. I said timeline. Oh, time. I think of those the tines for frequencies. Okay. I don't know. Maybe you work with those. I don't know why that came through. It is possible. Sound healing, I guess. I know some people use those. Maybe that's something you're going to research about or, become some kind of practitioner or pioneer, because pioneer is standing out here. But okay. For wisdom, I feel like a leader. But we talked about this already. I don't think there's anything new there. It's like a second confirmation that the way you incorporate your spirituality into your day-to-day is meant to guide others, not directly. Again, not like it's not supposed to be prescriptive, and you're not supposed to impose your thoughts and your beliefs on someone else. But it's more like just being a good role model, like that. That's what's coming through. Okay. Let's see. Do we have anything else? I think that's it, though. But yeah, I'm not getting anything. I think that's it. And nothing on the cards. Motivation on the bottom. Yeah. So you know what? Keep doing what you're doing, but I feel like this is just confirmation that you are going through another. It could be another ascension or your first ascension. So look it up. But these are just the first two cards that came out. Okay. But you are guided through this process, and you're going to guide others. The better you get. And of course, your life is going to improve. Their lives are going to improve. Like I see happy people. And it doesn't mean, it's not like, okay, this toxic label is coming out a lot right now, but it's not like just being positive while your whole world is crumbling around you and like, oh, that's okay. Everything's fine. Let it crumble. And not like that. Like, that dramatic, almost cartoonish way of thinking. It's acknowledging what's going on around you, but then also acknowledging the fact like, okay, things crumble in order to make room for something better. So what is it? Where is it that the universe is taking me? That is how you're going to model your spirituality, your process of ascension, for others. It's so they also understand that being spiritual isn't all about just manifesting things and getting what you want. No, it's about growth and evolution, um, and finding ways to serve humanity. Okay, it's always about service in a healthy balance, not like overdoing. What's the word that I'm looking for? Like I see a doormat, not like being a doormat for everyone. That's not spiritual either. Okay, um, you have to do everything in balance because that's what the universe is about. It's about balance. That's what karma is about, or karma. It's about balance, balancing the actions that you took, whether past lifetime or now. Okay, everything is about balance. So keep that in mind. I'm seeing that Libra, the scales. So yeah. Oh, Jupiter in Libra is coming out. So maybe you have Jupiter in Libra. I don't know. I don't usually get that. That came through for some reason. All right. Look up that meaning or check your chart. I don't know. Or this message is specifically for someone who has that. But yeah. Okay. I think that is it for today. Well, all the best with your ascension. And you are loved and supported. Your guides are with you. Okay. So let me know if this resonated. And whenever you see this, have a wonderful day, wonderful night, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.